Among Us, a guide for beginners. You might have heard about Among Us from your friends and you downloaded the game to have some fun. Now you've downloaded the game but want to know some tips and tricks to win in this game. If you want to know how you can survive as a crew member in this game, then you're in the right place. Today I'll share some amazing tips and tricks to escape the spaceship unharmed if you're playing as a crew member. During the past months, this game has become one of the most downloaded games on Android, iOS, as well as PC. The Among Us game was released back in the year 2018 by Innersloth and has garnered millions of players across the globe since then. Did you know that Among Us recently reached 15 million users? This online game is one of those sci-fi murder mystery games, and in this game, a spaceship contains crew members who need to accomplish the task to win the game. While playing this game, you're in outer space and you need to survive along with your other teammates. However, one of the crewmates is an imposter whose task it is to kill everyone else without getting noticed. If you've played this game before, you definitely know that the only way to get imposters out is to identify them and have a majority of votes. This means that while identifying who is the real imposter, you also need to take the social dynamic into account to get the majority of votes. But before I provide you with the tips on how you can survive as a crew member, you need to know how the game works. Gameplay. So, what does the crew need to do in this game? Well, the aim is pretty simple. There are 4 to 10 crewmates in a spaceship. And as I've already mentioned, there's an imposter around. While the goal of this imposter is to kill all the other players in the spaceship, the crew members need to escape the spaceship without being killed.
Stop following me!
If you're playing as a crew member, you'll have to complete the tasks and identify the imposter. After you've found the imposter, you'll have to convince all the other players to vote the imposter out. If the crew successfully points out the imposter, they win the game, and if the imposter kills all the crew members, the imposter wins. Tasks you need to accomplish while playing as a survivor. You'll have to accomplish various tasks, including fueling the engines of the spaceship, color-coded wiring, as well as uploading data before the imposter kills you. You can fuel the spaceship by swiping a card in the administrator panel, and you may even have to shoot down incoming asteroids to save your spaceship from those asteroids. So, what are the abilities you have as a crewmate? The abilities you have are called Use and Report, and you can use the first ability to interact with everything, while the Report ability becomes active if you encounter that a player is dead and allows you to immediately oust the imposter if you've caught them in the act. You can also use this ability to notify other members that something terrible has happened, but the most important thing is to learn how to work well with your other crew members to successfully win the game. You should also note that you'll need to find the evidence that someone is an imposter and trying to kill everyone else. Then you'll only have to convince other crew members to vote them out. Tips and tricks to survive in this game. The following are the most important tips you should know if you're playing as a crew member. The emergency meeting. Using the Use ability, you can activate an emergency meeting which pauses the game and players can discuss and vote the imposter out. You can activate the emergency meeting for only one time, so use this option only when you're sure that someone is going to kill you or you've identified the imposter. If you don't want to get yourself voted out, then you should remember never to abuse the emergency meeting option, since all players hate it if someone abuses this function. Teamwork. You should always remember that if you go off on your own, then you're exposing yourself to the imposter to easily kill you. Furthermore, you'll also risk arousing the suspicion of other players. You might get voted out for your lone wolf behavior. It only takes a bit of coordination to win as a crewmate in this game. Vent system. You may have noticed that most of the rooms contain a vent opening, and you should be careful around these vent openings. Most vent openings are connected and act as some shortcuts between rooms. It's interesting to note that only the imposter can use a vent opening. The imposter may use these vent openings to quickly go from one room to another, so I'd recommend that you never go near these vent openings to protect yourself from being killed. Paying close attention and seeing the placement of these vent openings will help you avoid getting killed. Try to observe the suspicious behavior of other players. If you want to identify the imposter, which is the primary task of the game, then you need to learn how to read the behavior of other players. Obviously, the imposter will try to divert the attention of crew members away from themselves. Let me also tell you that the imposter will never run straight to sabotaged areas. Instead, they run around or away from them. Moreover, the imposter may also try to swipe his card for refueling the spaceship to blend in. Complete the tasks. You definitely don't like a troll or those players who go around aimlessly, so you should also do your tasks quickly. If you're able to complete your tasks faster, you'll be able to quickly observe and point out the imposter.